Good morning. My name is Susan Sutherland and I'm your instructor for Arts 150. This is a course that covers art and culture from the Renaissance through the modern era. So we'll be studying art this semester and I'm looking forward to it. I'm just going to give you orientation to the course so that you know how to navigate and what the expectations are. So we are starting off in the Start Here information, and this is where you're found your orientation, your syllabus, the instructor contact, and the teaching assistant contacts. And my office hours are 1:30 to 4:30. This is also, like I said, where the syllabus is. So I would like you to open your syllabus now so that we can go through it. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, I'm just going to touch on a few things. First of all, this is a creative arts class, so a lot of you are taking it to fulfill the core creative arts requirement. So in doing that, the course has to do certain things. So we'll have to touch on critical thinking as part of the skills that you're going to be learning, and you will analyze art and evaluate art, and that will meet the critical thinking requirement. These are with all of your written assignments, basically. Communication, so you'll not only do writing in this class, but you also have to do oral and visual communication. Since this is an art course, the visual communication is going to be easy to meet because you're going to be talking about artworks. But the oral communication is going to be more difficult. It's an online class, so you will have an oral project. You'll be doing an oral presentation. Just you alone, it's part of the project. So that is why you have an oral presentation, because you have the core requirement. Also, we have teamwork, so we have a group project. Because this is a creative arts core class, so discussions do not fulfill this requirement. You have to be working towards a shared goal or accomplishment. So that's with your group project. So I'm just letting you know that there are a couple things in the online class that you're going to have to do to meet the core expectations, and that is a group project and an oral presentation. Social responsibility is something that I'm going to be touching on questions, issues in the blogs and discussions, and maybe even the exams. So you will fulfill all of these requirements because this is a core class. Now we can go over the next few pages. Contact information is important. My office hours are Tuesdays. If you can't come in because this is an online class, that's fine. If you need to meet with me, you can always schedule a collaborate meeting through eCampus, and you can email me. So email is the easiest way, Monday through Friday. I try to return emails as quickly as I can. On the weekends, I won't be as fast, so it's better to email me Monday through Friday and not over the weekends. You do have a TA. She can answer questions, especially on the discussions. Okay, and then this is the calendar. So you're going to have a calendar in eCampus. And let's go back to eCampus right now. Let's see. Is this it? Nope. There we go. So we have a calendar not only in your syllabus, but also on the course. And so you're in the blue, and so our TA has gone in and filled this out for you. So you have a detailed one, but it's tentative in the syllabus, and that shows you what is due for the week. And it's actually, now I can't find it, oh, because it's online. Okay, it's actually pretty detailed. This isn't the most updated. I'm going to upload another one. But you'll see here, this is the topic for the week, and you have a lecture, you have selected videos posted, you have readings, you have your optional reading, and you have assignment due. So let's go back to eCampus, and we'll go to week 1 for your course content. So I'm going to set it up by weeks, so this will be easy for you to do. Week 1, your introduction, you're going to go ahead and read through that. That's going to tell you what's going on for this week and what this module is going to be about. And then we also have, it's our introduction week, but we're also going into the early Northern Renaissance this week. So for your introduction, week 1, you click on this, and this gives you the lectures for the week. So I posted 2 lectures. One's School of Athens Formal Analysis, and then you actually do not have a assignment necessarily with this formal analysis, but this is an example because you will be doing and analyzing artwork and maybe doing formal analysis throughout this semester. So it's good to start off with an example so you know what you are doing. A language of art is also elementary building blocks of how to talk about art. And so I put this up for you. And then how art can help you analyze is a short web link. That is an interesting video. I think you should definitely watch it. So these 3 web links are here. And then week 1, let's go back and get into our subject matter, which is the Northern Renaissance. Okay, so here we have week 1, the early Northern Renaissance, and I have posted a lot of information for you to learn the material for the week. We have an introduction to the 15th century Flanders. We have another introduction. This is biblical storytelling, goes along with narrative in art, and so these are important. The Norfolk triptych is videos that show this triptych and actually being worked on or reconstructed. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They're not in English, but they have English captions, and they're not very long. So this first one, 3.5 minutes, has captioning to it. Then we have other videos that are more specific on artworks. One by Roger van der Weyden, Deposition, the Arnold Feeney Portrait by John Van Eyck, as well as the Ghent Altarpiece 1 and 2. These are famous artworks, so that's why you should watch them because they're required and they're famous. The Merode Altarpiece by the Workshop of Robert Campin. And then this is your academic reading. So I do have academic readings for each week, almost each week. Sometimes there'll be more than one. And so this gets you used to reading scholarly sources. This isn't as easy as some of the other options that I put up. I do have easier things for you to read, easier smart history videos. So these are educational, but I want you to know what a scholarly source is like. You will be using scholarly sources in your time as an undergraduate student, and so you should know what they are. So most of these are chapters out of textbooks, not textbooks, but university books. So sometimes we have a textbook for class, that's an educational resource. If it's a university press, that's usually a scholarly resource. And so these are scholarly resources. Peer-reviewed articles are also scholarly resources. So if you I want you to try to read these. Sometimes you will have blogs, and sometimes I will ask you to write like a review or take notes on the source that you're expected to read. So for this first week, I want you to read Panofsky's Early Netherlandish Painting. If you can't get through the whole article, that's fine. I just want you to access it and try to read it. Panofsky is famous, actually, as an art historian. We read artwork using symbols, so we know this is called iconography, trying to figure out what the work is about. So when you look at a piece of art, generally the first thing you ask is who are these people? What's going on? And so we use iconography to figure out who each of the people are. So this is a study of symbols and what's going on. And Panofsky is famous for developing this art historical theory of using iconology and iconography. So it's a standard of art history. Now, back to our week 1. I do have short lectures. So this on the first page is, I tell you, you have a recommended textbook, but it's not required. I'm going to put up enough information for you through the video links and a few lectures that help us get through. But if you would like more broad, deeper, in-depth overview, I certainly recommend Gardner's Art Through the Ages. Since it's not required, it's not at the bookstore. There is a copy on reserve at Evans Library. You can get, since it's not required, you can borrow, you can get a used copy if you want to do this. So I put up some covers of the textbook. So this is a very famous textbook. The Global History Part 2, editions 13, 14, and 15 are the covers here. A Global History, which goes all the way from prehistory to modern, is down below it. And again, editions 13, 14, 15. So basically the difference between the top and bottom views of this is that one is just Renaissance through modern, which is what this class deals with, and one is the whole thing, okay, beneath it. There are also Gardner's books that covered the Western tradition, Western perspectives, and they have different covers to them, and you can get that as well if that's all you have access to, but we will be doing a global history in this class. Again, Gardner's Art Through the Ages is not a required textbook, it's a recommended textbook. So you can start off and see, if you want to use it or not. If you do want to use it, you can get it used. You can buy an ebook copy of it, whatever, but it's not a required source. And if you have any more questions about getting the textbook, you can contact me. Okay, so this week you have a introduction discussion. So I give you course calendar, then I do this announcements for the week telling you what to do. Then you have the week 1 that also tells you what to do. Then you have the calendar and the syllabus. So you have several ways of figuring out what is due in this course. Please pay attention. Please put it on your personal calendar so you know what's going on. So your introduction discussion is over here under discussions. And we go under discussions, you see the TA has broken you down into groups. Right now, since I made the groups up, it's discussion group 1. These might be renamed something else, but you all should be in a group for discussions. There's 70 people in the class, so I can't do one big group, so that's why you're in group discussions. So if I go into the group discussion, it tells me it gives me what I need to know, the instructions, which is discussions are posted on Fridays with 2 replies done on Sundays. Students need to do 2 reply posts, and they have to do a reply post. So 2 reply posts or reply post then is your response to a fellow student, but you need to do 2 of them. That means 2 different students. Okay, so and then it says your initial answer to the question should be at least 300 words. That's what's due this Friday. And then your reply post should be, 4 sentences or over 60 words. So if I go here to group discussion board, then I can see the introduction discussion is there. So what does this say? This is your introduction to the instructor and your fellow group members. Tell the class where you're from and a little bit about yourself, such as your major and interests. I want to know where you're located. So if you're on campus, that's fine. You can say I'm from Houston, but I'm taking the class. I'm on campus now. Let me know if this is your first online course. And then part 2 then is taking a selfie of yourself and posting it, or maybe something fun, something that says something about you, something you've done this summer, something that shows a hobby or interest. And we are studying the visual artifacts, like from the Renaissance, from the Baroque period, and we're going to be, looking and analyzing those. But today we have photography. It's a part of our modern art, and right now we're taking a lot of selfies. We have visual images, so you can talk about the image that you have posted. Okay, what does it say about you? And you'll explain this in a short paragraph. Okay, discussions. You do have blogs, so you will have a blog. Your blogs are personal reflections throughout this semester. So let's go back to the syllabus here. And again, this is your calendar, and then your grading and evaluation. So this is kind of important, so let's go through this. You have 3 exams. Your first 2 exams are going to be essay exams. They're open book. All 3 exams will be open book. Your first 2 exams are going to be untimed because they're going to be essay. So, and probably all 3 exams will be essay, but I'm not sure about the last exam, if it's going to be total essay. Your projects, exams are due on Sunday, so you have extra time. So if you notice the calendar, Monday through Friday is when most things are due. Your discussion, replies, you have the weekend to do those, and then your exams are also going to be due on Sunday. So they'll be open during the week, and then you'll have the weekend to complete them. Projects. So you do have a group project, like I said, and the group project is just one portion of the project. So you're going to be getting together and starting off the project as a group. Then you're going to go in and work on your portion of the project, which is going to be your written work, a paper, and then your gallery talk. This is your oral presentation. So all of this, it comes from the group part of the project. This is all your project. So more information on that later. Discussions here, let's see. You've been put into groups, of course, and so discussions are 25 points each. You do have a historical game on the Medici, which will open up next week. And this is, along with your Medici game, is going to be Godfathers of the Renaissance videos. The Medici, it's called Arte Mecenas, and Mecenas is going to be a video game that you're going to play through. It's educational, and it was created by students in the visualization department here. And they worked on the game, and then it was given to a gaming company, and they further developed it. So this game is available to us. You don't have to pay any extra to play the game. This one is required. Their second game, Lumiere, is an option for your extra credit if you want. Weekly blogs, so there will be weekly blogs. This is going to be over what you're doing in class. So if you have one of those scholarly readings, I might say I want you to tell me what those are about, summarize them, or it could be viewing content like one of the lectures, online video, documentaries, podcasts or curator talks. Anyway, so it's a response to your readings and posting and videos. It could also be talking about, you could be analyzing a work of art. So anyway, there's a variety, but these are weekly blogs, so you can deal with the material. Okay, let's see. Extra credit, you have the museum visit or the second game on 19th century Paris. So you can do one or the other. You don't have to do either one because these extra credit is optional. So late work, all work is expected to be turned in on time. Computer issues are not an excuse because you have computers on campus. The help desk central is where you'll go. I think it's open 24 hours, and they can help you with issues on your computer or on eCampus with turning things in. Make up quizzes and exams. exams are online for 3 days, so you'd have to be sick, at least three days. They could be online for 5 days. You have to be sick the whole time not to be able to do the exam. So you need to be careful because everything is available for you. It's going to be hard to actually not meet a deadline based on something like sickness. Because you might be sick on Sunday. Well, you had several days to do the exam. So make sure that you work with your deadlines, that you submit everything in a timely manner. Also, make sure that you provide documentation if you have any excused absence. If you're unsure whether your absence is excused, go ahead and contact me anyway. You never know, because it's up to my discretion. And some of it is university absences or excuses. Those should be given to me ahead of time. Okay, so go ahead and read the Student Rules 7. They've updated those, so it's up to you to give me the documentation, and that's your responsibility. Class format. So everything is on campus. Your exams are on campus. You do not have to come on eCampus. So, it's all online. You do not have to come actually to the campus for this class. You've got your syllabus, your schedule, your assignments, your grades. They're all online. So you can read this more carefully, but you should be logging in to the course at least 3 times a week. You should be spending 8 to 10 hours in the course, and all assignments are returned into eCampus. So I am available on office hours Tuesdays, 1:30 to 4:30, so you can always come on campus and see me in office during office hours, or you can contact me by email, and then we will have a graduate assistant for this course. Required materials are posted. You don't have to buy anything for required materials. I'm posting the videos, the lectures, the readings. Readings are available through Course Reserves. This first reading here, I have put it on eCampus, but I'm not sure if you have to log in to Course Reserves or not. RTAG games are provided online as well. You'll have a website to go to. If you decide you want to do follow along with a book, then it's the Kleiners again, a Gardner's Art Through the Ages. You can get any edition you want, even if you have a 3rd edition. It doesn't matter to me because you're just using that to help you learn the material. So if I post something and you can't see it, usually it's a flash issue. So if you have problems, go to Help Desk Central. I have the contact information here. They can help you. A lot of times you have to enable Flash on your different browsers and stuff. Important due dates are here. Important websites are here. The final exam schedule, for instance, the Help Desk Central, for instance, so you might want to have that on speed dial. And in addition to that, make sure that you back up your information. You're going to do writing for this course, so you probably want a backup of your writing. You want to maybe create that in a Word document, and so that you have it saved. So in case something happens to your submission, I want to make sure you know that. Also, we have honor code, so you are to do the exams by yourself. You're not to talk, about exams. You are to do your own writing. You're not to plagiarize. You are to cite, your material, that kind of thing. Okay, let's go back to discussion board. Again, save your discussions. So in case that didn't go through and you contact me on Monday, you're like, what happened? I got a 0. Or, it's like, well, you didn't submit anything. Well, you say, yes, I did. You have to have a backup, and certainly you don't want to do any work over again. Discussions in and of themselves is enough. What about your essays that you have to write? None of this stuff you want to redo again, so make sure that you have backups of everything. Again, your discussions will be here, your project will be here on the side, and your blogs will also be here on the side. You've got your grades, see here, and you have student resources. Collaborate Ultra is your chat feature. If you want to talk to me, we can set a collaborate session, but also when you get into group projects, they've included collaborate as a chat feature. And I will expect you to be using that chat feature because you can record it. And so you'll want to record your session so that you can prove that you were actually in on the meetings and that you deserve participation points. Okay. So I think that's it. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that's it. I'm sure you'll have questions, so you can go ahead and email me if you do have any questions. All right. Welcome to class, and I hope you enjoy your semester. Thank you.